dayo akanakaku uayaku emitike mitike 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 uayaku emitike mitike 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 uayaku emitike jisikana ningotonga neweka madina ni mainge ngoya kwa ninoete nengemedo makona we movango kona useo wako nwetembua nenge bina wakwekea kitone kinge muno. My eyes are blind, give me your eyes, oh Lord, let me see. Oh, skarabarabadida, 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 skarabarabadida. Oh, dayo akanakaku, uayaku esisiabayo, sisiabayo akanakaku, uayaku emitike, mitike, mitike, uayaku emitike, mitike, mitike, uayaku emutilila, mutilila mutongo yuanga ibuayake, nakukwatelila, mutilila mutongo yuanga ibuayake, mitike, 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 uayake, mitike, 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 uayake, don't you give up.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
I got flows, hini mizizi kauna po tuna fast forward. Mziki ngumu bila dosa ka cash flow. I'm on a ngoja wa kupika marathon. Kaza hustle.
Kaza hustle. Warazi watembe, ulimishoka bado na skill ya wembe. Injili meoga itabak ni wapende. Soka mna mboga hizi buzz ni kasembe. Wako chuma utadhani wame crossbreed na metal. I don't bite niko soki na dental. Mitaani najua mbogi ma metro. Yesu makamagera na meshogi wa metro.
Wanawake pekee aje duniani ili atufie. Sababu ya damu yake mina wetu na uzima wa milele. Haijalishi no mapiga sala, Mola atakupa namna, atakuvusha salama, ngori atageuza sawa.
Rada ya Yesu ibambe. Na sifa zake zitambe.
Rada ya Yesu ipambe. Na sifa zake zitambe. I know my Jehovah is good for real. Nothing can change my mind on him. Ananipenda, trust me for free. Kila nakoenda is my company. You're my strength, you're my muscle. Shuleni nipo kidato, devo nakula kichapo. Ulipo ni papo, maisha yangu ni yako. You're my one and only.
Time is money so I spend kwa misa. Wana content, tushawa frightened kuandika. Hapa ni buzz bila license ya lika. Umetu equip na hisi high sense na mika. No digide hundio mwito, original hundio mpiko. Jiwe na lao we live in a mission. Na kani negative di better keep off. Rara rara na Yesu is strong.
Mola atakupa namna, atakuvusha salama, za sawa. You're my strength, you're my muscle. Shuleni nipo kidato, devo nakula kichapo, lipo ni papo, maisha yangu ni yako. You're my one and only.
Rada yake silibambe. Nasifa zake zitambe.
Rada Yesu ibambe. Nasifa zake zitambe. I got flows, hii ni mizizi kauna po tuna fast forward. Mziki ngumu bila dosa ka cash flow. I'm on a ngoja wa kupika marathon, kaza hustle.
Wipe my tears dry. With your smile convince my broken heart I will be okay someday. To do whatever it takes to do. I don't mind, I don't care, as long as I end up with you. Ambia hao wengine wasonge kando. Ni mimi na wewe mpaka mwisho. Ambia hao wengine wasonge kando. Ni mimi na wewe mpaka mwisho. Take my wings and fly. Don't be scared to try and touch the sky. If you fall, I will be there. To do whatever it takes to do. I believe in you. Ambia hao wengine wasonge kando. Ni mimi na wewe mpaka mwisho. Ambia hao wengine wasonge kando. Ni mimi na wewe mpaka mwisho. Ambia wengine wasonge kando. Ni mimi na wewe mpaka mwisho. Ambia hao wengine wasonge kando. Ni mimi na wewe tu.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Caroline Murote, and we are here on this bright and beautiful morning on this fantastic, fantabulous Friday for Sheversations. I hope you're as excited as I am because I have been having a wonderful morning. Why? Reason being the sun is out every single day after the kind of year we've had in 2024. When the sun is out, I am so excited. So, what's happening today? What's happening is that you guys need to shout us out on our social medias. You all need to engage, guys. Don't listen and not engage. Don't do that. That's weird. So please reach out to us on @Power Radio across all social media platforms. And I am at Caroline Murote on all social media platforms. On Instagram, particularly, it's Caroline_Murote. And Miss Murote will be getting back to you on anything that you have to ask, anything that you have to say. Like if you think that I'm just an awesome human being, which is factual, then you can let me know. If you feel like you have issues with climate change, Sijui, the dogs in your neighborhood are barking a little bit too loud, whatever it is that you have on your mind, let us know. Let us know what's happening, what's going on in your neighborhood, what's going on in the gossip blogs that you're reading about, what's going on in your church, what's going on in your relationships. I want to be all up in your business because it matters. It matters. Like somebody needs to listen to you, and I'm here. I'm here for you for everything that you need. And just remember that Sheversations is on air here on Power Radio, where we tune in and power up every single Monday, Wednesday, and today for Friday. from 11 to 1 p.m. So make sure that you join me. Tell a friend to tell a friend, tell your friend to tell all their grandmas and all their friends to come and join Miss Murote here on Sheversations. And if you have any feedback for us, you can put our hashtags, hashtag Sheversations with Miss Murote and Power Radio as well, and tune in Power Up. So I can't wait to get into the show today. We have, as usual, a really, really important topic to talk about, because we only talk about important things here on Sheversations, where our aim is to amplify female voices. So before we dive into what's happening today, we are going to Panda Basi by Mvua. Enjoy.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Baby, lately Nairobi's very cold. Baby, I need your touch, I need your hold. Baby, lately Nairobi's very cold. Baby, I need your touch, I need your hold. Andavasi uche Nairobi, Nairobi. Andavasi uche Nairobi, Nairobi. Andavasi uche Nairobi, Nairobi. Andavasi uche Nairobi. Usiku you come me, you gaze at the stars all alone. It's been so long. Usiku you come me, you gaze at the stars all alone. It's been too long. Usiku you come me, you gaze at the stars all alone. It's been too long. Usiku you come me, you gaze at the stars all alone. It's been too long. Ayabasi Andavasi uche Nairobi, Nairobi. Andavasi uche Nairobi, Nairobi. Andavasi uche Nairobi, Nairobi. Andavasi uche Nairobi. Hey, lately Nairobi's very cold. Hey, baby, I need your touch, I need your hold. Baby, lately Nairobi's very cold. Hey, baby, I need your touch, I need your hold. Single, you call me, you gaze at the stars all alone. It's been so long, yeah. Single, you call me, you gaze at the stars all alone. It's been too long, yeah. Single, you call me, you gaze at the stars all alone. It's been too long. Single, you call me, you gaze at the stars all alone. It's been too long. Ayabasi Pandavasi uche Nairobi, Nairobi. Pandavasi uche Nairobi, Nairobi. Pandavasi uche Nairobi, Nairobi. Pandavasi uche Nairobi.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Kusema kweli bado na kuhata, and on the daily bado na kufata. Kosa sio hoja zaidi ya kukupenda. Vipi nikatupa ndoto tulizoziota. Uliniwasha nare enzi zetu za kupare, kwa mvinyo na makale, magizani hadi ngware, nikijifanya dakitare wa mabinti wale wenye shepu za hatari, nikapotelea ndani. Ila mwambie nampenda, roho ya mtamani bado nampenda. Ukimwona mwambie nampenda, roho ya mtamani bado nampenda. Ukimwona
unapendeza kama ningeweza jua yepi ya kutarajia nisingejipata mashakani kwa niliyoyatenda. Ninayempenda ni wewe, hakuna mwingine wa kubadili penzi. Ningependa tuelewane, kiburi kisinikosanishe nawe. Oh, uliniwasha pale na sikushika nare, ukanisema kwa jirani kwamba mimi kisirane, aibu za hadharani, vile penzi hatari, njoo unipe amani kama hapo zamani. Mwambie nampenda, oh yeah, roho ya mtamani bado nampenda, ukimwona mwambie nampenda, roho ya mtamani bado nampenda, ukimwona. Mwambie nampenda, roho ya mtamani bado nampenda, ukimwona. Mwambie nampenda, roho ya mtamani bado nampenda, ukimwona. Mwambie nampenda, roho ya mtamani bado nampenda, ukimwona.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Ukimwona mwambie nampenda. That was Hot the Band. And I was just thinking that, oh my goodness, it's giving wedding. It's giving a traditional wedding, which honestly, as Africans, should suffice as a wedding. You know, imaneno ya traditional wedding, white wedding, ebu. Like, can we just become tired of that? Can we stop elevating practices that don't necessarily support who we are as a people? You know, why do those traditional things so that you can get to the real thing? It doesn't make sense. Like, your traditional wedding should be your wedding. If you need to sign documents, then sign documents then. If you need to invite a pastor to come and officiate, then do that. You know, this thing of spending money on two different weddings, I don't know. But hey, labda mkona pesa. Anyways, I was Hot the Band, and right before that, Mvua was saying Panda Basi because yo, mapenzi na uma, you know, long distance lovers. How are you guys doing? How's that going for you? Is it working? Is it not working out? Is a long distance? Is it giving? Is it a scam? Let us know. Let us know on Power Radio. And just in case you need a reminder, we have a beautiful array of hashtags. So our hashtags are hashtag Sheversations with Miss Murote, hashtag amplifying female voices, hashtag Power Radio, and hashtag tune in Power Up. So if you want to get feedback about how you're feeling about CJ, your long distance relationship, about, you know, umewai tumiwa fea ukaikula, because hapa mvua akiambia watu wapande basi, wasichana out here, y'all are notorious. But then again, these men really do be doing us dirty. So some of you, I don't blame you. Like, some of you guys need to check, because Nyinyi naive, when she ate that apple and messed everything up for same WhatsApp group. So what's happening this bright and beautiful morning? Let me start with the good news, because I don't know what's going on in other spaces. Let me just start with a piece of beautiful news. It's not even news. It's just something that I want to comment on. I love the love that Kenyans are giving to our Goliath, our Bradley, the Gen Z Goliath, the Gen Z giant. I love that so much, because, you know, this guy doesn't say much. He just shows up. You're like, let me have you in the room now. I'm going to have you as my video vixen in my music video. I'm going to invite you to my event. And he's winning in life. And I just hope that, you know, when people come out, when people come from a particularly different background that doesn't necessarily allow them to easily gel with the rest of society. This is the kind of love that we need to see. This is how we assimilate people into society, seeing that, he wasn't coming from this Nairobi, this entertainment, this in the limelight lifestyle. And right now, as far as I can tell, and I know looks can be deceiving. I know that social media shows highlights. But as far as social media is telling me he's having a really good time and Kenyans are showing him so much love. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to you Kenyans. And then, hey, watcha, let's start depressing ourselves because, are we really in this country if we're not being depressed? That's a question that I constantly ask myself, that if I wake up happy and I stay happy the whole week, I'm like, kwani nilihama Kenya? It's like, I feel like something is about to go wrong. And not to mean that this country is all bad. I'm just saying that you will never miss a piece of shocking news that's just going to make you feel like you want to go back into your little bubble, your little cocoon where you know nothing. Because when you know things, now you're sad, now you're upset. Somebody I know used to say that an increase in sorrow. The more you know, the more sad, upset, and depressed you become. And I'm just like, whoa. Was that? That's a lot already. So what's actually happening that's not making me happy is that 3 of our activists have been found alive since the protests. So June, July, August, this is month number 4, and we have 10 days for September to end. So somebody's brother, father, husband, friend has been missing for 3 months. Who? Remember how our president said that there's nobody missing and that everybody that was missing has been found? Do you remember when he said that on national TV addressing the people? Well, apparently, activist Bob Njagi and 2 long-term brothers, that's Jamil and Aslam, have been found alive today. So the 2 brothers were found on the borders of Gashi and Kiambu. Hey, what was central? Hey, Adwamurema, Watuamurema. It's like, is it a coincidence? Ama, anyway, tusiguze mulima. And for him, Bob Micheni Njagi was found in Tigoni. He went to a police station. The 2 brothers were dumped. According to reports, they were dumped and then they went to charge their phones. So we're still finding out based on the things that they're sharing what's happening. And they said moving forward, they're going to communicate through their LSK, Kenya Law Society. And actually, we got this information from the Law Society of Kenya president, who is Faith Odhiambo, who posted about their whereabouts and them being found alive this morning on X. So you might want to go to her page and have a look at that information. She was the original source, and it's been hot news all morning, not because it's something beautiful, but because it's actually depressing that there have been people missing all along and they have been dubbed at the Kitengela 3. And to be quite honest, I forgot about it. I forgot about them. And that's what happened. People around them are left to pick up the pieces. And this could have been their stories because the Mkuruajenga stories, let's not get into the Tana River. Let's not get into those things. There's enough sorrow being Kenyan. So we try to focus on the joy. But what I'm happy is that they're alive. Clearly very traumatized because there's videos that have been posted. If you just search for them, there's so many videos on the blog pages, on news outlets where there's snippets of them being interviewed briefly and they look extremely traumatized. What would you be doing to 3 grown men for 3 months? 3 months is a whole term. It's a whole school term. There's a child who went to school and labda sai wanatoka on holiday, like if that was the how their terms are placed. I don't even, let's just leave that alone. So that's what's happening this morning. And onto another piece of news that's just not the best is that our Daily Nation newspaper this morning has reported that there is a lot of disparity between boys and girls schools. So this is particularly to wenye wanasemanga boy child amesahaulika, which seems to be the case, but the numbers, they say that the what do they say? They say that the what is in the pudding? Something is in the pudding, the evidence, the proof is in the pudding. So what's going on here, according to the Daily Nation, is that according in numbers, 61.5% of boys' schools have a chemistry lab compared to 43% of girls' schools. So there you have it. If we're wondering why we don't have enough women in STEM, in the science and technology spaces, this might have a lot to do with it. It also says that 63.5% of boys' schools were found to have functional libraries compared to 46.6% of girls' schools. That's a 20% disparity this beautiful Friday morning in September, which should be one of the happiest, chillest months of the year, because people they're chilling, they're about to start celebrating the Christmas seasons. You're reflecting on the things that you have achieved, or you're putting on extra effort gearing towards making sure that you're making your 2024 resolutions and goals come true. So normally September is not supposed to be a heck. You're looking at what's going on in our academic sector and realizing that we're not doing justice to our girls in Kenya, because there's so much disparity and a lot of people don't understand what empowerment is about. It's not a competition. It's just a matter of saying that if you have boys' schools, you have girls' schools, can everybody just have the correct number of resources? And let me just dive into what does it actually mean to not have a chemistry lab. I hated chemistry. The only thing I wanted to mix was soda and juice, so that I have extra energy to jump around as a child. Now you're telling me to put hydrochloric acid and sijui nitrogen and not blow up. I was not interested. It was very nice seeing it on TV, but I wasn't interested. But for the girls in my class who were, some of them right now are doctors. Not just because of chemistry, but because of the exposure. They were able to figure out, I like this, I don't like this. I'm really talented in this, so I can pursue this. Or like, now I know that there's a reason why I'm not supposed to be eating soap. I might die because the chemical situation going on there is not very healthy for this body. And that's what happens when you're taught chemistry, taught biology, taught physics as a girl and as a guy. So why are we denying girls' schools chemistry labs? Do they not deserve? Why is there a priority on providing resources to build laboratories for boys' schools and not for girls' schools? Like, let everybody learn. Let everybody have equal opportunities, and then we can judge from there if anybody has been left behind. But if the scales are still tipped unevenly, then anybody who has an issue with empowerment just needs to really change the tune of the songs that they are singing, because this is it's not very, very impressive. And we are gonna move right along. So we are still here on the Standard newspaper. Let me see. It's not all bad, guys. It's not all bad. So let me know what you think about that, actually, because I've been hearing boy child mesahaulika, and man, I keep saying every single week, I appreciate men so much. We need men. Men are an essential part of the society, the way that God created it, because I believe in deity. I believe that we are created. We didn't just appear out of nowhere. For those of you that believe otherwise, that's cool. But that doesn't really fly with me. And it's okay, because we're all allowed our opinions. So according to how God saw it, he saw it fit that we would have men and women. Biologically, we would have men and women. And the thing is just now, why are some members of society not given the same opportunities? So when it comes to this empowerment conversation, based on the statistics, not what we're hearing, let me compare what we hear every time you hear girl child. It's the same way when politicians say, I will build your roads, I'm going to give you job opportunities, I'm going to make sure that there is electricity, people have water, I'm going to make sure that your problems disappear. Do you know how much of that we hear? Do we believe them? No, because the proof is in the pudding. Because we've realized as Kenyans, it's not about your stories. Put your money where your mouth is. So when it comes to this story of empowerment, yes, that song is being screamed. It's not even being sung at this point. There is so much talk about empowerment, but is it actually happening? And until we see it, qua ground, live, then we're gonna be talking about empowerment for the next foreseeable future. So let me know what you think about that. And speaking of which, this is like a bit of a funny note, on a funny note. So this is on the Daily Nation. This is page 3 of the, what's it called? The entertainment section, the voice section, right? And there's a lady that goes by the name of Daisy Okoti, and she has an article over here that's really funny because it's titled "Why I Wouldn't Survive as a Man in a World of Strict Male Friendships." So basically what she did is that she was on Elon Musk's Twitter, on X, and she decided to read a particular thread which she based this article on, where the user, the writer, the original poster of that article, challenged men to take 4 photos of themselves, or have 4 photos of themselves and send them to their male friends and see what the responses were. And the responses were an overwhelming, "Are you gay? Why are you gay?" And she's just basically commenting on the fickle nature of, how fickle masculinity is in terms of expression. And this is what she's saying, this is not what I'm saying. And she was asking, now she's asking readers, why would you assume that if your friend who is a man and you're a man and he sends you 4 photos of himself, then automatically he's hitting on you? How fickle are your relationships? So does it mean that men are not allowed to express themselves? And I love that this is a man-to-man situation, like it wasn't women speaking on this. Yes, she's a woman, but she's commenting on what was happening and now she's reflecting. So what do you think? Do you feel like, no, you never want to receive another man's photo in your phone because that's gay? Sijui, what do people say? Iyo ni umama, which I hate that phrase. I hate it so much because everything negative, we're going to associate it with being a woman. Let's do better. But yeah, that's Daisy Okoti on the Daily Nation, page 3 of The Voice. And she's asking you guys, shidai koapi? Y'all don't want photos of yourselves. Y'all don't want to just exist around each other and be friends. And basically, she concluded that she would never survive as a man in a space of strict male friendships. So before we go further, because there's so much happening this morning, we are gonna hear from Kinoti saying Newe Amani Wewe, and Bridget Blue saying Kesho, because Kwanini Kesho.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
I'm gonna write you a song that you could sing along for the rest of our days together. I'm gonna write you a song that you could sing along for the rest of our days together. Would you anywhere, anywhere, anywhere? Would you anywhere, where? Would you anywhere, anywhere, anywhere? Would you anywhere, where? They say don't you rush it if you want it to last forever. For your love I'd wait till hell freezes over. And when it rains, you can stay under my umbrella. We'll make it through the storm, it don't matter the weather. Baby, can't you see a future planned with me? Cause I do see one with you. So I'ma write this song to you. I'm gonna write you a song that you could sing along for the rest of our days together. I'm gonna write you a song that you could sing along for the rest of our days together. Would you anywhere, anywhere, anywhere? Would you anywhere, where? Would you anywhere, anywhere, anywhere? Would you anywhere, where? See, I love you cause I want to, I'm not forced to. I'ma treat you like a real man is supposed to do. Eventually, I'll get down on one knee and ask you if you wanna spend your life with me. Mware no komenya kwendete otuko na I'm more than young. Somebody's daughter, yeah, do not alter my light in the darkness, baby, when in your time. I'm gonna write you a song that you could sing along for the rest of our days together. I'm gonna write you a song that you could sing along for the rest of our days together. Would you anyway, anyway, anyway? Would you anyway, would you anyway, anyway, anyway? Would you anyway, would you anyway, 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 would you anyway, 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 would you anyway? Oh, let me say it, Pat.
Some days you feel like the world is on fire. Some days you feel like you're swimming and flying. Some days you wake up and you don't feel like you wanna chase what you don't see. But some days you feel like you're floating up high. So how about you try this time? Lifting up your head and sing out. What more than I see, there's more inside of me. Just lift up your voice and say, nitajaribu tena kesho, nitaamka upya na nisonge. Hata wakipenda kunivunja, mambo yakizidi unga, sitashindwa kujivuta. Kesho naamka upya, kesho naamka upya. Some days I know that you think of surviving, but you sleep and wake up and don't feel like fighting. But there's space in your soul to keep wanting more, to desire to soar. But some days you know that their words, they mean nothing. So how about you try this time? Lifting up your head and say, what more than I see, there's more inside of me. Just lift up your voice and say, nitajaribu tena kesho, nitaamka upya na nisonge. Hata wakipenda kunivunja, mambo yakizidi unga, sitashindwa kujivuta. Kesho naamka upya.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
All right, so that was Bridget Blue, and she said Sajaribu tena kesho, because sometimes, guys, do you ever feel like, no, let me just put the covers back on, let me cancel all my alarms, I'll try again tomorrow? Are you ever tempted? Because you feel like when you're maisha inakupeleka, we're not moving, and if we're moving, we're just not going in the right direction. Ama it's too slow, ama it's just full of sijui ma potholes, unaenda mahali kuna giza, hakuna street lights. I feel like sometimes it feels that way. So it's really important for us to take care of ourselves, take care of our mental health, take care of our mindset, keep ourselves positive and encourage ourselves. And so, yeah, thanks to Bridget Blue for reminding us that tunaweza jaribu tena kesho. And right before that, we had Niwewe or Amaniwe by Kinoti, because it's always you guys. If you're a Sheversationalist, it is always you. And I can't wait to hear your feedback on Sheversations, that's at Power Radio. That is our handle, as well as at Caroline Murote across all of our social media platforms. Yay. Are you excited? Are you excited? I'm excited because it's a Friday, but in that spirit of excitement, it's about to be dampened right about now because wow. Again, the Daily Nation is really truly, but no, let's not act like media is not where the gloom and the doom is. Like, even me sharing those stories is very interesting because it's like, it's the negative things that really catch our attention, aren't they? And this is so specific to Sheversations because this particular article is titled "The Price of Power: Women Politicians Pay More Than Just Money." And wow. And they say that women's ambitions are often seen as secondary to their roles as wives and mothers. Is that not true? Is it not true? I went to a forum, the International Day of Democracy. We had an event. When was it? This Monday. Yeah. At I forgot where we went, honestly. And there was a gentleman who said that women should be vetted as to what kinds of mothers and wives they are before they're allowed to take positions of leadership. Because if you can't take care of your family, how are we sure that you can take care of society? I scrammed, guys. I scram. I know that Sikizungu, but we're colonizing. I screamed inside. And this was a room full of young leaders, Gen Z politicians, aspiring party members, lawyers, media practitioners. And this was the feedback session because there was the panel was full of politicians and people active in politics. And I thought to myself, where is somebody getting the guts? Where are you getting the guts to stand up in a room full of very serious people who have better things to talk about and genuinely assert that you believe that if a woman does not have children and a husband, then how do we know that she's capable of leading? And I just thought, oh my God. You know when you want to spit, like that level of disgust, like you just want to, that's how I felt. Not on him, just to spit, like just ew that moment. Because that's just such a low way of thinking. And if you think that way, just fix it. Sijui which vitamins we give to people like that. I'm not very sure, but if you think that way, please consider changing. Because the world is going to leave you behind and it's going to be very lonely and very sad for you. So if you're a woman politician out there and you find yourself always fighting and finding yourself in the shadows of how are you as a wife, how are you as a mother, and nobody takes you in your career seriously if you cannot speak on those other areas, then continue with your journey. Jaribu tena kesho, like Bridget Blue has just told us, because all these other things that we're hearing are just not it. And honestly, we're going to end this What's Happening session with a piece of good news, because here we are celebrating who we are as Kenyans. And this is in the Standard, the Pawa section, page 6. And we're talking about our nganyas, our matatu culture. So yeah, there is a beautiful matatu industry culture that we have in this lovely nation of ours. And what happened to start this conversation is that a South African, why is it always South Africans? It's either just the South African and Nigerian, because Ugandans stopped. Ugandans don't chongoa Kenyans on social media anymore because it always ends in tears. So, but now South Africans, they don't know. So anyways, Julisha, because a South African decided to stir the hornet's nest, and he found out. They say, F around and you'll find out. Excuse my French. And he said that his country has the best taxis in Africa. And oh my goodness, Kenyans who are asleep woke up. Their ancestors woke them up. Like Kenyans who are walikuwa wanafanya kazi ya mjengo, they put the simiti down to come and respond. Like mama mboga wenye walikuwa wanapika, wenye walikuwa wanauza wanaosha nyanya, they came out in the hundreds and they're like, first of all, wewe ni nani? Do you know us? What do you mean? What do you mean that Kenya does not have the best matatu industry in Africa? And of course, RIP, the man died, like socially. He was annihilated. No, he's alive. But I'm just saying that, no, you don't want to mess with Kenyans on social media. But now, speaking of matatu culture, so then we had Graf, who is otherwise, the government knows him as Brian Wanyama. So he's known as Graf, and he is the founder of Matwana culture, which is the Nganya culture. So this was in case you didn't know, now you know that this was a deliberately formed movement, organization, culture, very intentional. And so he spoke on that. And speaking on this article in the Standard, he said that there is so much that goes into this, that there is the fabricators, the dealership of the actual vehicle, graphic designers, airbrush artists, sound, light, screen installators, and the crew who operate the matatu. And he said that this is a very intentional culture that's all about the finer details. And he said that it's not just about fun, but about sustaining a culture through provision of employment opportunities. I love that so much. We've got to think about the cheddar, the dough in this country and anywhere, to be quite honest. And he said that they rebrand matatus and build value through the services. And these are services such as hiring, management of individual vehicles or fleets, to training people on art, training them on sound. And he said that he's glad that they have really, really, really evolved as an organization. And he said that because a lot of foreigners are quite excited to get into this matatus that have gotten themselves a reputation on social media. That's how people know about our matatus. People are really excited to come into the country and hop onto one of these nganya. So they said, so Brian here, or Graf, says that they offer tours around the city for tourists who just want to experience the matatu culture. And Jason Derulo, when he came to Kenya, as well as, what's his name? I'm gonna remember his name just now. He sang the song "Can't Help But Wait." Okay, let me stop. I'm gonna stop. But yeah, just that there's a whole bunch of celebrities that have come, and they have a whole nganya rented out, and they're taken around the city and they tour. So what's exciting about them is that they are flashy. They are unapologetically loud. Everybody needs to stop what you're doing. Because tell me why I nearly lost my hearing the first time I entered Nganya. I myself was introduced to Nganya culture in 2016. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I was not ready. I was like this. I had my index fingers plugged into my ears the whole time because I thought that I was losing it. I didn't have time to see how beautiful it looked inside. I didn't have time to see where my stage was. So actually, nilipitishwa. I didn't have time. Why? Because it was so loud. Unapologetically is correct. That sounds accurate. And most of the time they are fast. And this is so funny because it says, with traffic rules given a wide berth when it comes to their regulations. There are no traffic rules. They don't exist in Nganya culture. Traffic rules is what? I have been inside a matatu that is just going over pavements. Like pedestrian walk, what's that? No, as long as there is space, we're going to drive onto that. Is that a ditch? Does it look like we might drive into the ditch just to cross traffic? Let me tell you, the trauma that I have experienced is really exciting. And that is you're not going to get that anywhere else. You're not going to get that anywhere else. It's very exciting feeling like you're almost going to die. You're almost, especially if you sit at the front there next to the driver, feeling like it's just the adrenaline is like nothing else. So truly, this is an unforgettable culture. And the thing that we're celebrating is that they did found Africa Mashariki Transport Awards, AMTA, and this was founded when? I'm gonna see here. And okay, before we get to when this was founded, it seeks to recognize and celebrate outstanding achievements in the transport industry. So I love that so much. Yeah, and the person who founded this award system is called Edgar Meshek. And it's on its 4th year. So that was 4 years ago. So that should either be 2019 or 2020. And this article says that The stakeholders are NTSA, Safaricom, Standard Group PLC, Ministry of Transport, Kenya Railways, Kenya Ports Authority, and Kenya Civil Aviation Authority. I'm sorry, sounds like a lot of corruption, even if I do say so myself. The stakeholders of these awards sound like the people who are just drinking our money, because Safaricom, yawa. Why? Y'all, you don't want us to talk. You don't want us to call anyone. If you're a Sheversationalist and you work at Safaricom, please, Mwende, just go beg on our... At this point, we're not even asking. We are begging. We are on our knees. You have us on chokehold, Safaricom. Why? I used to buy, Sidri, how many minutes for 10 bob? Sai, catch me outside. Catch me. I love Watuna option. So, monopoly is such an ugly thing, guys. Can we please become rich? You innovators, you Sheversationalists that are here and you're innovators, can you please do the thing so that we can have competitive industry, so that Safaricom wakiamua, we're like, we have options. Wakiuza airports kwa ndani, we're like, we have options. Do you understand? Otherwise, they're always going to have nooses around our necks, because now if you don't have options, what are you going to do? And that brings us to the end of our What's Happening section. We don't even have time to go into what's going on internationally, because there's so much going on in Kenya. And oh my goodness, I wish you guys well. Your mental health, Sidri, your finances, your relationships, transport industry, Safaricom. I'm just wishing everybody well. I don't have any profound words to say, because the solutions that are required here need to come from a divine space. We need divine intervention. And what I love about Kenyans is how resilient we are to everything that happens to us every single day. You know, existing as a Kenyan is an extreme sport. And I love that we are Olympic level athletes just by being Kenyan. So power to us. On that note, because we are always on the table, we are gold, we are tops. We're going to listen to number 1 by Leband and Suzia.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Mama, tell me what you're feeling. Let my actions be what you're thinking.
Cause it tastes like sugar and spice and everything nice. Close your eyes, I'll make you realize you're winning in life, yeah. You're winning in life. You taste like sugar and spice and everything nice. Close your eyes, I'll make you realize you're winning in life, yeah. You're winning in life.
Call me a superman. You're my girl. Call me a number 1. Baby, you can call me a supergirl. Chochote unataka nitakupa. You're my man. I wanna climb to the top of the mountain. Let you cruise on this endless sea. Open up the windows to your soul. I want you to see what you do to me. Watch my spirit melt into your arms. Freeze this time so we'll never be apart, baby. I know you're comfortable under my skin, so don't let go. Pull me close, let the energy flow from my head to my toes. Like this bliss, let's get lit. Wake back up, then we do it again, baby. Call me a number 1. Baby, you can call me a superman. You're my girl. Call me a number 1. Baby, you can call me a supergirl. Chochote unataka nitakupa. You're my man. Somebody call for my girl, call for my cure, call for my lover. Cause when the sunlight's at west side, you're always gonna be my number 1. Somebody call for my man, call for me cure, call for my lover. Cause when the sunlight Tell me how you want it, Poppy. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy.
Tell me how you want it, mommy. Tell me how you want it, mommy. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy.
Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
You got a smile I can't erase, and your voice lights up my face. You're driving me up and down. I'm scared what you're doing to me. I get a rush in my life to love you. I get a high from just thinking about you. I'm on the edge. It's like you're breaking my heart in two. Now see nitafanya nini? The way you messing with my head, make me masikini. Now see nitafanya nini? The way you messing with my head, make me masikini. Oh, oh, baby, I gave you every bit of my heart. Now what you gonna do? You went and threw it away. I did it all for your love. Try my best to act real cool. Instead I'm acting like a fool. What am I gonna do? I'm crazy for your love. The way I feel, I don't know who and what is real. The love that you give to me is a reality. It's like I'm high in the sky on a drug messed up. I'm waiting on a cure to this illness stuck on you. And I don't know what to do. Now see nitafanya nini? The way you're messing with my head, make me masikini. Now see nitafanya nini? The way you're messing with my head, make me masikini. Oh, oh, baby, I gave you every bit of my heart. Now what you gonna do? You went and threw it away. I did it all for your love. Try my best to act real cool. Instead I'm acting like a fool. What am I gonna do? I'm crazy for your love. Unavyofanana, kila saa tunavyokutana, you make my head go banana. Ooh Lord, I'm crazy for your love. Unavyofanana, kila saa tunavyokutana, you make my head go banana. Ooh Lord, I'm crazy for your love. What am I gonna do, baby? Your love. Crazy for your love. I gave you every bit of my heart. Now what you gonna do? You went and threw it away. I did it all for your love. Try my best to act real cool. Instead I'm acting like a fool. What am I gonna do? Baby? I gave you every bit of my heart. And what you gonna do?
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Power Radio is the place to be, and here we tune in and power up. You are listening to Sheversations with myself, Miss Caroline Murote. Feel free to continue engaging with us across all social media platforms at Power Radio and at Caroline Murote. Now, what are we doing today on this wonderful Friday? You already know. If you're a Sheversationalist, then you know that we are talking about dope women doing dope things. And what happens every single Friday, if you are new over here, is that we celebrate a Kenyan woman who is doing the most in whatever it is that she's achieving, because we love to celebrate achievements. We love to shout people out, give people their flowers because they deserve them. And today I am here for the artists, the actors, the thespians. That's the word that I was looking for. Thespians feel represented today because our dope woman doing dope things today is the one, the only Miss Lupita Nyong'o. She's the one who told us that our dreams are valid when she broke out on the scene internationally and got herself an Oscar. And she said, "This is to girls who look like me all around the world. Please remember that your dreams are valid." And honestly, I cried a little bit. I was like, this is so beautiful. And I remember that she was wearing a blue dress. And I remember that they were likening her to a black Cinderella, which I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad. And wow, Lupita Amondi Nyong'o. Yes. She is one of us. She is one of Kenya's, I would say one of Kenya's monuments. I don't know what to say. She's just one of those people. If you want to talk about Kenya in the international scene, there's no way you're going to talk about Kenya and especially the entertainment arts and the thespian arts and not mention Miss Lupita. So who is she? She was born on the 1st of March, 1983, and she has received an Academy Award, a Daytime Emmy Award. She's been nominated for 2 British Academy Film Awards and a Golden Globe Award, as well as a Tony Award. If you're into acting, you're into theater, then you know that that's a big deal. That means that you are the cream of the crop. You have made it to the very top of, what most Africans can achieve, not because we're not talented, but because of the opportunities that we have. And as much as she does come from privilege, we're going to hear a little bit about her story. She has shown that it is possible, because just because you're privileged does not mean that you're going to make it. Hollywood does not like black. Hollywood loves to tokenize black people, loves to tokenize Africans. In every great movie with black people or African people, there's just going to be one. And the Africans are going to be speaking in this weird Wakanda accent of, "Where is your mother?" Who speaks like that in this continent? Wako wapi? Y'all could not find Africans who can speak in African accents. If you're looking for example, there was a movie done about Sasireta Khama, who was the former president, the first president of Botswana. He's the Jomo Kenyatta of Botswana. Do you know who acted him? The movie was beautiful, but do you know it was a Nigerian actor? A Nigerian actor who lives in America acting as a Botswana president. Come on, guys. This is people's history. Do better, Hollywood. Anyways, Miss Lupita has done a lot when it comes to representation and showing young, dark-skinned girls and deeply melanated, beautiful girls of African descent that anything is possible, because she is an example. And what we love to see is representation. Representation truly does make a lot of things possible for us, even if you can't see it. But when you see it, it becomes more real. They say if you have a dream, if you can't see it, then you will never achieve it. So seeing it brings you much closer to achieving it. She's a daughter of a Kenyan politician, Peter Anyang' Nyong'o, who is honestly, in my head, he is famous for when there's chaos around him in men in parliament throwing seats. He's just there chilling with a cup of tea. He is the picture of composure with the chaos of Kenyan parliament. Like, I love this guy. This guy is honestly demure. I think we can use the word demure to describe Miss Lupita's father, that's Anyang Nyong'o. So she was born in Mexico City, actually. Uko mbali kama ujui ni wapi ni sawa. They also don't know where our African countries are because Africa is not a country. You know, if you happen to be an international person here on Sheversations, Africa is not a country. And so she was born in Mexico City. Her father was teaching, actually, and then she was raised in Kenya from the age of 3. So that's quite an interesting history. She attended college in the United States, earning a bachelor's degree in film and theater studies from Hampshire College. You've got to twist your tongue, roll it in weird ways to pronounce Hampshire. Because if I read this as Hampshire. But no, it's Hampshire. English remains to be a scam. She began her career in Hollywood as a production assistant. So please don't be afraid to start where you're at. You know, if your dream is to make it onto the silver screen, the big screens, into Tinsel Town, you know, if that's your ambition, don't be afraid to start where you're at. You know, she started off as a production assistant, and in the year 2008, she made her acting debut with a short film called Estriva, and then she returned to Kenya to star in the television series Sugar. And I remember seeing her the first time I saw Lupita. There was it in MTV Sugar? I don't remember what episode it was, but obviously it was either the first or the second one. If you have watched MTV Sugar, if you haven't, go watch it. It's on YouTube. MTV Sugar season 1. And wow, she literally entered with she had a whole performance. The lights were off. She had this kofia. She was dancing because I think it was a class. It was a class and the students were trying to get themselves to be noticed. And the way that she came across the screen, I was like, who is this woman? That even her character there was just like, wow. And then she was bald, no hair, nothing, just like me and my forehead. And honestly, on TV, that's not something that we saw a lot. It's not something that we see in Kenya unless they're trying to show us what kids look like in the village, because often girls have their heads shaved. And most school kids that go to public school, some schools require you to have your heads shaved. But to see a woman, an urbanized woman on TV in a modern space with no hair, that was so empowering. And so I can't remember her character's name, but for sure that was a make or break moment. And I can say, honey, she made it. She did the thing. And Sugar ran from 2009 to 2012, and then she pursued a master's degree in acting from Yale School of Drama. Hey, must be nice, guys. Let's make money so that our kids can go study where they want. And as soon as she graduated, she had her first feature film in 12 Years a Slave. That's the one that got her the Oscar. She was Patty. She was Miss Patty. And I remember watching Patty, watching her colleague being whipped to death. There was so much going on in that movie. If you've never watched 12 Years a Slave and you want to understand why Black people, particularly in America, are very angry, constantly, historically angry, presently angry, just watch that. And I feel like it gives you a small scope of the kind of hardships they've had to endure, and realizing that they endured that way back then. And 400 years later, they're still being killed in the streets for being Black. It's a little bit wild. So yes, she was Miss Patty in 12 Years a Slave, which is by Stevie McQueen, who is one of Hollywood's top directors. And this is in 2013. And she received critical acclaim. If you're Msanii and they say critical acclaim, in English, those are heavy words. Critical acclaim, it means manze umekuwa famous, and for good things and for quality content. And yeah, she won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. So that was the Oscar. She made her Broadway, because she's a theater babe. She made her Broadway debut as a teenager, often in the play Eclipse. So she was playing an orphan, and she was nominated for a Tony Award for Best Actress in a Play. And then she went on to perform a motion capture role as Maz Kanata. If you're a geek like me, then you know the force shall be with you. Is it with you? Let me stop. And she acted in Star Wars. That's Star Wars. Star Wars has a whole fandom. It's a whole thing. So if you're not into that, stay away because it kind of takes over your mind. It eats some of your brain cells and then you start speaking funny. So mtani samehe. And this was from 2015 to 2019. And then she did a voice role in Raksha. So if you're a voiceover artist, then that's a dope thing that you might want to think about. That a lot of our animation films also need actors, because you think that voicing is just about how your voice sounds, but you need to get the right intonation. You need to get the right enunciation, because whatever it is that your animated character is doing needs to come across in their voice. So yeah, she did that for the Jungle Book, which if you have young children around you, then you know that the Jungle Book is just one of those classics. And this particular release was in 2016. And I say that because there are several releases. And then most people now know Lupita from Nakia in Wakanda, Black Panther. So she was Nakia. She was honestly a superstar. Literally, her role was of a superstar. She was a secret agent. She was a activist, sijui an assassin, sijui a what. If you've watched Black Panther, if you're there, you know, with Wakanda Forever, then you know what I'm talking about. And then she starred in Us, which is a horror film, in A Quiet Place Day One, which was released this year. Honestly, all these films have made it to the top. And I just wonder what it feels like for her to be one of very few women, less than 100 women who make it to the top of the industry, and not only being recognized and having critical acclaim in almost all the films that you act in, but also the films themselves being really great work. You know, to mean that you're sought after by the best directors, the best financed films, you know, the theater plays, the animations, you have a whole Marvel Cinematic Universe looking for you, you know, to play in their films. And I just wonder what that feels like. It must be a wonderful feeling. And if you're a young girl out there, young boy out there, young guy, lady out there, looking to make it in theater, in the acting scene, then here is somebody who was born in, well, she wasn't born here, but here's somebody from your country, somebody with the skin the color of yours, somebody who understands the languages spoken in this country, who has, the whole world knows her name. I don't think there's anybody who's not living under a rock or whose head is not in the sand who doesn't know who Lupita is. So seeing that this is a place where we love to shout out our artists, then it's a beautiful conversation to be having, to know that you can actually make it out there. And that's not a secret. So we're going to listen to Sio Siri by Watendo Willie, followed by Billy Black's March On.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Ona kule tumetoka, na mbona sasa unasema umechoka? Ama ushampata Casanova anayekupatia lishe bora? Kwanza nakumbuka tukianza vile uliniahidi tutapendana forever, na sasa ni kwa nini ukaniweka chini miaka zaidi ya 2? Sasa unamua unaenda, ni kipi sina? Ni kama tena haunijui jina, no, na haukujikinga. Nasikia tena ushapewa mimba, na sio siri tena, sio siri, sio nikiweza, sio siri tena, sio siri, siweza nikuweza, sio siri tena, sio siri, sio nikiweza. Mwanzo tulikuwa kwa gorofa, mapenzi yetu ikaporomoka, baadaye ukajuka nichoma. sikujua jua pia ni nyota, na ukweli sasa inaonekana, niliyempenda pia ameshanikana. Nilimpea kila kitu, nikampenda kila siku. Sheri akageuka mdanganyifu, maswali zangu hawezi jibu. Ni kipi sina, ni kama tena haunijui jina, no. Na haukujikinga, nasikia tena ushapewa mimba. Sio siri tena, sio siri, sio nikiweza. Sio siri tena, sio siri, siweza nikuweza. Sio siri tena, sio siri, sio nikiweza. Sio siri tena, sio siri, siweza nikuweza. Bali niko, sikutaki mabaya. Haya yameshafanyika mama, umeshanizika mama. Ndani ya shimo uliniwacha pabaya. Haya yameshafanyika mama, mapenzi yetu ishazama. Sio siri ma, umeniumiza. Sio siri ma, umenimaliza. Sio siri ma, umeniumiza.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
And whisper a prayer. The love that was lost is finally found. Dry your tears, for it won't be long. The rainbow comes after the rain. March on, soldier, be strong. Don't put down your rifle, the fight must go on. March on, soldier, hold on, for home is just over the hill. Let go of doubt, but hold on to faith. For don't you know, soldier, your father awaits. For the weak, please be strong, lift them up, carry on. For home is just over the hill. March on, soldier, be strong. Don't put down your rifle, the fight must go on. March on, soldier, hold on, for home is just over the hill. March on, soldier, be strong. Don't put down your rifle, the fight must go on. March on, soldier, hold on, for home is just over the hill.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Soldier March On. So that was Billy Black encouraging all of us. And then our Tendo Willie saying, see you serious. It's not a secret that I love you. I love you so much. If you're here tuning in, I love you. Usiwai semati, nobody tells you that they love you. I've been here every week telling you that I love you. I love you. I love you. You can tell everybody. Caroline Murote says that she loves you. Yeah, and who else do we love here on Sheversations, where we are shouting out and celebrating a dope woman doing dope things? We love ourselves some Miss Lupita Nyong'o. So we were talking about all of the beautiful things that she has achieved, and speaking of which, she supports historic preservation. If you don't know what that is, that means that basically this is a tree where some people did a thing and it is important to this particular culture. Let's not cut it. Let's not build something on this land. This is a building where women used to do XYZ. Can we please keep this as a historical monument as opposed to destroying it? So it means that she basically believes in the preservation of culture artifacts, and very interesting because that's part of what some characters were fighting for in Black Panther's Wakanda. Yeah, and she's also very vocal about preventing sexual harassment, because if you're touching somebody's body parts, ew, you need to get checked in the head, get help. She works for women's and animal rights, and in 2014 she was named the most beautiful woman by People. And why not? Why not? Why not? In 2019, she wrote a children's book named Sulwe. I've gotten a chance to flip through that book. It's there in Kenyan bookstores, and it's such a beautiful book that gives representation for young girls to see themselves. Because when I was young, I actually did get tired of seeing all the blonde hair, and I was so frustrated that I dyed two of my dolls, two of my Barbies. I dyed their hair black, and then I cut it short, and then I put rollers on it because I used to see what my mom used to do. So I went and I got the stick rollers. You know, the stick rollers, the ones which are sticks, and then you wrap your hair around them. Like if you're a girly who's they've taken you through all these things when you were young, and these things were being done to you, or maybe you saw your mom, your aunties, a lady around you, you know what a stick roller is. But basically it looks like a Q-tip. Like what's a Q-tip? Earbuds. Yeah, you see how there's fluff cotton at the two ends and then the stick there? That is basically what a stick roller looks like. So you just, when your hair, whatever it is that you've done to your hair, at whatever level you want to roll it, you just take that and then put it at the bottom, either at the end of your hair or at the very roots, and then you just start rolling. You roll your hair around that, you clip it closed, like the way you would do a clip. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Just Google these things. Just Google stick rollers. And then, yeah, so that's what I did to my Barbie, so they would have curly hair. Because I was like, mbona tunacheza na vitu za wazungu? I did try dyeing the skin, and it just looked like Mzungu who's gone to a coal factory and had a whole plant explode on their faces. And my mom was like, oh my God, Caro. Because you know what I used for the hair? Shoe polish. Guys, I was 7 years old. And a 7-year-old recognizes that there is something wrong with the color of their Barbie's skin, that they don't see themselves. And even as an adult, I am ever so excited every time I see melanated dolls, melanated toys that look like me, books that illustrate kids that look like me, that look like majority of Africans on this continent, as opposed to the very Eurocentric illustrations and as well as representations in our toys that we see. So Sulwe is one of those books that if you want your daughter, your Black daughter, your African daughter, your mixed race daughter, if she's mixed with Black, you want to buy that book for her, because that's what we need to see: representation, stories that show us who we are, as opposed to us constantly being on the outside looking in with other people's stories. And Sulwe became a #1 New York Times bestseller. You see what I mean about Miss Nyong'o? She's winning, a superstar across the board. She received nominations for Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Narrator for narrating 2 episodes of the docuseries Serengeti. And in 2020, she was named one of Africa's 50 most powerful women by Forbes. And why would they not? Why would they not? Right? So that's basically what she has achieved across her lifetime. And right before we end this segment, these are the list of awards and nominations that she has received. She won her first Academy Award for 12 Years a Slave. We've said that. She was nominated for several awards. a Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actress, a BAFTA Award for Best Actress in a Supporting Role, and a Screen Actors Guild Award for Best Supporting Actress, which she won. So all of this for Patsy in 12 Years a Slave. She made Broadway as a teen in 2015 for Eclipse, and she earned a Theatre World Award for Outstanding Broadway or Off-Broadway Debut Performance. And she also got a Tony Award for Best Actress in a Play and a Distinguished Performance Award. The awards are so many. At the Drama League Award for her performance. Again, these are all for Eclipse in 2015, which was Broadway. Yeah, so Wasiwa Kenya National Theatre, I know you guys understand what I mean by Broadway. I know you know, because that's, for most people, that's the dream. My dream is to have Broadway in Africa. My dream is for Tinseltown to exist in Africa, that we don't feel like we need to go out there to make it big, that it be enough for us to make it big in our own countries. Moving on, in 2018, we've talked about Black Panther. So she won multiple awards as well as nominations, including the BET Award for Best Actress, the NAACP Image Award for Best Supporting Actress, and a Saturn Award for Best Actress. The following year, 2019, she starred and earned nominations for her dual role in the horror film Us. So she was acting as two characters. Go and watch Us. It's trippy. It's a horror movie, but it's watchable. You know, it's watchable. Honestly, I hate horror movies, but this one is watchable. So she got, for the film Us, she got the Critics' Choice Movie Award for Best Actress, as well as 2 MTV Movie Awards and the NAACP Image Award for Best Actress, as well as the list continues. People's Choice Awards. There, she won all of them. The Saturn Awards, the Screen Actors Guild Awards for Best Actress. And then, yeah, we've already talked about the Serengeti, where she narrated this docuseries on the Discovery Channel. If you love nature, you love the wild, you love seeing animals hunting gazelles, you want to see the warthogs fighting for their lives against the snakes, then the Discovery Channel is your jam. And this is about the ecosystem. We did say that she's she's an activist for conservation and preservation. So this is something that really speaks to the things that she values. And then in 2020, she earned her first Emmy Award, a nomination for narration as an outstanding narrator, making her the 3rd Black woman to be nominated in the category. And the other 2 Black women were not Africans. So those are the awards in summary. So if you want to look at that, you can just Google all of this. Wikipedia will be for sure your friend, as well as there's so many articles that have documented how wonderful she is. So that is a dope woman doing dope things. And for anybody who wants to see themselves on the big stage, you want to see yourself on the screen out there, you can do it, you know. Miss Nyong'o has been able to do it despite people with her skin color, people that look like her not being able, people that wear their hair the way she does, people that speak the way that she speaks or would speak. She's doing a lot. And before we just end the segment, just want to shout her out, because she is actually on a lot of pages today, because she said that she had to reclaim her Kenyan accent and it gave her solace, you know. And she said that she used to have to mask her Kenyan accent so that she can forge a career in American movies. And she said that she decided that she's not going to do that anymore. And she said that she's learning to go back to her African accent, even after adopting and learning a new one. So yeah, that's a struggle, that if you're acting in the West, they might not want to hear you pronounce things like an African girl would. But that just speaks to why we need to create more spaces. On that note, we are going to hear from Uchumi Nimbaya and Elevate. And then we will get into the segment, the topic for today.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Pawa Radio.
Jana hukudai riba, leo unaimba, vile nakumada. Mwezi umefika kwa kona, unaniona, mini danda. Stima imeanza kubip, sasa anani beep. New phone, new business, yeah. Gesi imekauka, na unga imepanda bei. Kwani haujui, hali ya uchumi ni mbaya, je. Wapi wale wote ulikimbilia, vitu vikiniendea mbaya, we. Kama hungeniringia ningekuwa nawe. Uliza benki ya dunia, vile raia waumia. Kusikia gharama kubwa za maisha zimefilisisha. Wapenzi na waseja wanalalamika nje. Chumi ni mbaya, we. Chumi ni mbaya, we. Sijisikie vibaya mpenzi, tapitia haya sote. Sema vile umenimisi, jinsi unanihisi tena nifurahi. Nimetuma zile za pikipiki, si uje tule mbuzi na viazi karai. Eti wataka nije nikakupika, umejipoda wafi na vumbi haikufai. Uski, petroli ilikauka, na ubazika panda bei. Kwani haujui, hali ya uchumi ni mbaya, we. Kama si kiburi chako ningekuwa nawe. Uliza benki ya dunia, vile raia waumia. Kusikia gharama kubwa za maisha zimefilisisha. Wapenzi na waseja wanalalamika nje. Chumi ni mbaya, we. Chumi ni mbaya, we. Sijisikie vibaya mpenzi, tutapitia haya sote. Taarifa ambazo sasa zimetufikia, wanandoa wapigana kama mabondia. Pesa kukosekana kweli ni hatia. Wangapi kila siku wanakatisiana juu ya uchumi mbaya.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
Amazing. Make we just elevate. Put your smile on, make we elevate. Aye, make we just elevate. Put your smile on, make we elevate. Aye, make me shine. I call it imani. Wakifuata dona fuata umami. Kingdom ya Mungu, serikali nimeokoka. Yesu ndo jemedari.
Naangalia nyuma naona mkono wako. Cheki mbele mi naona only favor yako. Worry is a thing of the past, keep it in the past. I wanna go on to the next, I'm off with the past. I'm all about Jesus and I don't take it lightly. I'm not of this world, no, I'm no longer like it. I'm now a resource, I know the real source. Always on toast, Chukua kingdom, I need by force.
Man, I got pressures up in my life, but your love is amazing. Man, I got a lot going on right now, but your love is amazing. Make we just elevate. Put your smile on, make we elevate. Make we just elevate. Put your smile on, make we elevate.
Tangu day one, uko na designer. Keep me fine, God unani minder. Baba on a good plan. Trust you to hold my hand.
Trying is best, but it's better when you love him. I believe in Jesus, that's my faith, and I'm all in. Change to the call, come up Paul, nearly changed from Saul. Change my ways, and now I'm a new being of course. None like you, Baba. None could I ever reach you, Baba. Man on the top and you rain, Baba. Open the floodgates, make it fall down like a shower. Man, I got pressures up in my life, but your love is amazing. Man, I got a lot going on right now, but your love is amazing. Make we just elevate. Just smile on, make we elevate. Make we just elevate. Just smile on, make we elevate. Man, I got pressures up in my life, but your love is amazing. Man, I got a lot going on right
from sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
So that was Elevate by Shani and Mahanji. And right before that, Flyer was telling us that Uchumi Nimbaya. So as you're getting your monies, please remember to save and invest. Otherwise, utajipata, you're going to find yourself inje kwa baridi. Yeah, already. So today we're talking about women's mental health. We are beginning a series, so this is just an introductory segment to mental health, a series where we're going to dive in a lot of detail. We're going to have experts sharing with us what's going on with women and mental health, the issues that are a challenge, how can they be resolved. So I just wanted to give us a brief introduction to that, this is what's going on in women's mental health in general, and then we're going to look at the statistics another series of this. In another show within this series, we're going to be looking at the statistics of what's going on with women and mental health, because we do hear that a lot of men commit suicide, and so that's an alarming statistic that sometimes is even trivialized. Very sad to do that to people's experiences, but we are also curious about what's going on with women. How is it affecting them? So why is mental health important? Why is it important? If you're not concerning yourself about women's mental health, then you're not going to understand what's going on when a woman is depressed, when she's having anxiety disorders as well as eating disorders, because this particular disorders are more common in women more than men. So why it's important for us to know about women's mental health is, first of all, we want everybody to be healthy. And also we want to know how to tackle these issues. We want to know how to identify them, how to diagnose them. We're not doctors, but what information do we have that we can use to arm ourselves? Yeah. So these are disorders that are unique to women, and it's very important to know that women really experience symptoms of depression when they are facing hormonal changes. And this happens a lot during or after pregnancy. This is called perinatal depression. So just throughout the pregnancy stage, right? And around the time of their period. So this is called premenstrual disorder, premenstrual dysphoric disorder. So in case you feel like you're crying, you feel like you're sad and there's no reason, check what time it is in your cycle if you do have regular cycles. And it happens as well that your hormones are completely going crazy during the menopause transition. So this is called perimenopausal depression. Did you know that? Did you know that a woman's hormonal changes could actually make her to feel depressed and have symptoms of depression? So if we don't take care of ourselves, for women who have regular periods, this is every single month, meaning that there's a particular, chances are high that at a particular time of the month for most women, you're going to be feeling like everything is wrong, because depression is a horrible, horrible feeling, and so when it comes to those things, that's why we need to be looking after our mental health and knowing what's what and what's not what. What is a mental health issue and what isn't, So what are the symptoms of mental health disorders in women? So in case you want to start this conversation with yourself, let's see if this is something that sounds familiar, looks familiar. So some common symptoms of mental disorders that might flag it for you, that you need to have. You need to talk to somebody. You need to look into the situation. You need to look at how you're taking care of yourself. So these are some of those things. Persistent sadness or feelings of hopelessness. Sadness should not be persistent unless there is a situation that is keeping you in a really grim mood. Then it's not supposed to be persistent. And again, a persistent feeling of hopelessness, like there's nothing for me. I'm just here. No, that's not healthy. Another thing is noticeable changes in mood, energy, or appetite. Noticeable changes. You are no longer the way you used to be. Your energy is changing. Your appetite is changing. It might not be a physical thing. It might be a mental health thing. Difficulty sleeping or sleeping too much. I take a nap sometimes in the middle of the day. Does it mean that I'm going through mental health challenges? No. Could it mean that I'm going through mental health challenges? Yes, it could. So when you look at the symptoms and you look at them collectively, then you might want to assess yourself and check, am I feeling okay? Is this normal? Or is this a little bit outside of what I consider to be normal? And if this is your normal, then it means that you're definitely going through mental health challenges. Misuse of alcohol, drugs, or both. This one is, it goes without speaking. We don't need to explain this one. Decreased energy or fatigue. If you don't have a physical ailment, there's no reason why all of a sudden you should be feeling fatigued all the time. If it's not just a matter of you have a new job, you have a new routine, you're going to the gym, you're doing more physical labor, if that's not that, then there's no reason why you should be feeling decreased energy or fatigued. It might point to you having a mental health issue. Excessive fear or worry. There's worry because, oh my goodness, it's raining, I don't have an umbrella. And then there's you sitting in your house constantly worried that if it rains, your life will be destroyed. Constantly, excessively fearing or worrying, right? Another thing is seeing or hearing things that are not there. I want to say that's cuckoos, but oftentimes being cuckoos, which is just a funny way that people use to, refer to mental health disorders. But if you're seeing or hearing things that are not there, and if it's not God talking to you, then you might want to look into that, because that's how it starts. And there's a meme that says that, like, it's in Swahili, but I'm going to translate it. It says, if you find somebody talking to themselves in Nairobi, don't bother with them, because soon enough it's going to be your turn. Woo! Wow. Oh my goodness, it's such a beautiful thing being Kenyan. Yeah, so guys, if you're seeing or hearing things that are not there, just look into that. Extremely high and low moods. We are not yo-yos. Please don't be roller coastering in your moods. Another thing is having aches, headaches, or digestive problems without a clear cause. You don't have acid issues, you don't have ulcers, and then now all of a sudden you're aching, all of a sudden headaches all the time. There's a particular job that I worked where I would get headaches and there was no other symptoms, but I would enter that building or think about entering that building, or I would be on my way to that building and I would get a headache. I was going through a lot of mental health issues, and I was so shocked to realize that I could have daily, persistent, constant, really painful headaches every single day for weeks because the environment was not great for my mental health. And actually, that's the reason why I left that job, because I was not mentally healthy and it was affecting me physically. So I actually realized that it's not anything wrong with me. It's not that I'm not drinking water. It's not that physically I'm not strong, but the fact that I was not balanced mentally. My mental health was not in a good place. And as a result, I was constantly getting headaches, and the headache was the tell. Like, I knew that I wasn't having a great time, but by the time my body started to protest every single time I would enter that building, then I realized maybe it's time to go, because, I did talk to somebody, but it didn't take that away. Some environments just come with that level of stress. And if it's an option for you, then leaving is a good alternative. Another thing that might point to you struggling with mental health issues is a lot of anger and irritability. Let's say that you're just generally not an intense person. All of a sudden, you're angry, you're irritable for prolonged periods of time, and it's not because of anything you can point to, and you normally don't respond this way to situations, then that might be pointing to a mental health issue. Another thing is social withdrawal. A lot of people who struggle with anxiety, struggle with depression, often just disappear. It's not normal to just disappear all the time, every time something happens. You might be introverted, you might really like your personal space. That is not what we're talking about. We're talking about intentionally withdrawing yourself from society, and that might be a symptom of you struggling with your mental health and not being able to cope. Another thing is the thoughts or behavior that interfere with your work, your family, or your social life. You're constantly in your head, constantly overthinking, not being able to compartmentalize things, not being able to put this in this corner, that in that corner. So your mind is running away. It's falling over. You're tripping over yourself psychologically. That might point to a mental health issue. And the final one, which is a big one, it's a heavy one, is thoughts of death or suicide or suicidal attempts. If you're thinking about offing yourself, please don't. Your life is worth living. Just live for tomorrow. You might not want to be alive for the rest of your life, but just for the next, just try to make it to the end of the day and just tell yourself, we're going to figure it out tomorrow, And so these are some of the symptoms that actually can point to you having mental health issues and having mental disorders. And if you find yourself having a bunch of the symptoms happening at the same time, happening constantly, or one of them just presently being there that wasn't there before, then you might want to go to a healthcare provider, a counselor, psychologist, a loved one, institution of faith, just anything that you feel like might be helpful. But please don't walk that journey alone. And I know that sometimes people don't always have people, but it's worth it to try. It's where if you've gotten a cold shoulder, you've walked into a wall when it comes to trying to have conversations with people about your mental health, your life is worth trying. So yeah, these are things that really affect women, when it comes to mental health. Now let's look at what might be causing these things. One thing is social and economic factors. They can put women at a greater risk of poor mental health in comparison to men, because women, they generally find it easier to talk about their feelings, and they generally have a really strong sense of social networks, which can protect their mental health. However, when it comes to how unbalanced the scales are, it means that because of social and economic factors, a lot of women might have mental health issues in comparison to men because of the weight when it comes to the need to make money as well as take care of people around you. So men might not go through a lot of mental health factors because of social reasons. For them, it might just be economic. But when you join the economic and the social, women are very social creatures. So you find that affects them a lot. So what can affect, we're still looking at what can affect women's mental health. So it could be poverty. So when you're really concerned about your personal safety, when you are really concerned about how to take care of yourself, poverty is a big factor. And in our economic justice series, we looked at the disparity, the pay disparity, the pay gap between men and women. We looked at the fact that women carry the informal sector, meaning that a majority of women are living in poverty because they're the ones that don't have jobs that protect them economically in comparison to men. Yes. Another thing that can cause you to be in this space is physical and sexual abuse, which is rampant. Like among women, 1 in every 3 women has experienced abuse in their lifetime. Sexual abuse, physical and or sexual abuse in their lifetime, which is very sad. When I was 12 years old, I went to buy popcorn. And I was waiting for my popcorn after I had paid for it. And the waiter was serving it, or the attendant. It was a stall outside the supermarket. So I was getting 2. And he was serving it after I had paid. And so I was standing by the counter, which at the age of 12 was at the level where my chest is, or where my chest was. And so there was a man leaning on the counter right next to me. So I greet all of them. I pay for my popcorn. The guy is getting my popcorn. It was a Sunday after church. My parents were in the car. My sisters were in the car waiting for me to go back to the car with popcorn, but they couldn't see me where I was. And this man kissed my breast. I was 12 years old. It's one of the most disgusting things for me to remember. And I felt so violated. And I remember just standing there and feeling so confused. I didn't say anything. I just walked away. I just took my popcorn and I went. And I sat in the car and I went home. And I talk about it now, but at 12 years, I didn't know what to say. And that was sexual abuse. That was a grown man with a beard, with a full life. And he kissed a 12-year-old's breast. And I was just trying to buy popcorn. Daytime. It was like 1 p.m. So yeah, if you've experienced just that or a different form of abuse, then that's enough reason for you to be going through mental health issues, because it's not normal. And having mental health issues means that psychologically and emotionally there's imbalance. And when things which are not normal happen to you, it makes sense that you would be struggling to cope. And so, just power to all the girls out there and guys, because guys go through it too, who have gone through sexual abuse and physical abuse that is really challenging their mental health. So this particular one can really have long-term impacts. And it's really, 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 really sad. So let's say no to sexual violence. So we're going to be looking at prenatal depression. We're going to be looking at, with our mental health experts, we're going to be looking at menopause. We're going to be looking at how this seasonal diseases like COVID-19 affect women and have been affecting women, and what to do about your mental health. So next week, we're going to have somebody over here to just look into these different things and seeing how the girlies can be happier, healthier, and just do well. So that is just about women's mental health. So I hope that the list of check items that we've gone through, so that you can know if you're struggling with your mental health, will be helpful to somebody, that you're able to get this conversation started like we've done today on this series, so that everybody can be healthy or be walking towards great and effective mental health, so that we're able to achieve our girl power and do the most. Well, that actually brings us to the end of our show today. We are going to put you down slowly with Let You Down by Nikita Kering, followed by Energy, which is by Polaris Pauline, Mayonde, Muthoni Drama Queen, and HSKE. So it's been a wonderful show. You guys enjoy your weekend responsibly. Sunday Mwende Church, if that's a thing that works for you. If you're a Saturday, SDA human, if you just want to enjoy your weekend, enjoy responsibly. If you're going to be working, continue with the hustle. Save that money, keep yourself positive, take care of your mental health, and love your loved ones. Hug somebody today, tell them what they mean to you. I have been your host, Caroline Murote, Sheversations on Power Radio, and have yourself a lovely Friday afternoon.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Maisha ina stress but sitachoka, manake mimi staya mimi nyota, Mungu peke ndio mimi nitaogopa. Get back 'cause unachoma choma choma choma, daily na meremeta, form yangu ni kutesa, usikol kama si pesa, bade nachipeleka, ninaselela dombola, mande mana lose composure. We catch a flies, now feelings, leo tuna dance for ceiling. Don't waste my time, don't miss my energy, don't kill my vibe, don't mess my energy. Let's say goodbye, just fly around with me. Let's spend some time, just spend some time with me. Feeling important, feeling like something is coming all over me. Feel like a soldier, feel like I'm going to war with the enemy. I've gotten older, I'm very comfortable with my identity. It's never over, I'm ready, I'm willing, I'm feeling hypnotized, I'm feeling like a child.
say goodbye. Just fly around with me. Let's spend some time. Just spend some time with me. Some people search and seek until they find the light. Some people think that everything they think is right. Some people don't believe in peace, they want to fight. Some people not my type. Some people not the vibe. Shangilia, pango yote imepangiliwa. Shida yetu yote tatuliwa. Maisha yetu imebarikiwa. Shangilia, pango yote imepangiliwa. Shida yetu yote tatuliwa. Maisha yetu imebarikiwa.
Songs in
See how I look when you move, see where you take credit to you do, see your kwangu zangu. God when him true, got a better view, and since I met you, when you nuru yangu. Fact of the matter, see my Christ is the answer. You got me, so I gotta get it. Raise up the banner, make him not forget it. Stop searching for truth on my socials. Looking for answers, got promos. Sana jua, there's only one way. Ni yes, only one way. In his image and his likeness, yeah. In his image and his likeness, yeah.
Rapping my shit and my God is the biggest out there. I've been feeling the rap with them scriptures all over like, yeah. I know you like it, cause you know Jehovah's son is invited. And every time that he shows up, demons are finished.
So there goes my heartfelt condolences to the enemy. I'm seated in heavenly places far beyond this reach. My advocate is Jesus, I'm enjoying immunity. Paid by the blood, restoration by the Father. I'm in the assembly of the firstborn, enrolled in the heavenly places of the dawn. Spirits of the righteous made perfect for God by the blood of the Lamb. Now I walk like him, talk like him, reign with him, and it calls me years. Made in his image, tell me do you see it? Son of the dawn, rapping my city, you heard?
His image and his likeness, yeah. In his image and his likeness, yeah.
Rapping my shit and my God is the biggest out there. I've been feeling the rap with them scriptures all over like, yeah. I know you like it, cause you know Jehovah's son is invited. And every time that he shows up, demons are finished, so done.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.